Hi guys, how bright are we? Let's get it a bit brighter in here. So we're gonna go through. I found a very old documentary. I just wanted to go through it a bit. I'm gonna quickly go and make a coffee. I'm gonna put it on play, make a coffee, and then I'm gonna come back to you and we're gonna chop into it. Hi, Teresa.
An autopsy shows that Elvis died of an extremely irregular heartbeat. Just what caused that fatal problem is not known. Presley is expected to be buried next to his mother, probably tomorrow. Tim O'Brien, ABC News, Memphis.
Here in Los Angeles, most friends and fans of Elvis Presley spent today buying his records and making personal prayers. Fred Anderson covered both.
The Elvis records are filed under the oldies here at Tower Records in Panorama City. But there's nothing old about the way Elvis's records have been selling here over the years. Greg Schmidt, who manages the store here, says Elvis's records have been selling like brand new hits all through the years. But what's happened now since Elvis died yesterday?
Well, since he's died, I think sales have more than doubled over the past 24 hours. We've had quite a few requests for albums we don't even have in stock, and we've sold a lot of Elvis records in the past 24 hours. They've over doubled.
Meanwhile, at the First Baptist Church in Van Nuys, Reverend Jess Moody conducted a memorial service for Elvis Presley this afternoon. Reverend Moody said he decided to hold the service for Presley, who was a Baptist, following several requests from fans. And the fans came this afternoon. They came in all ages, spanning at least 3 generations.
We call Elvis Presley. We pray that all our hearts will be warmed by the memory of him.
One of them who helped organize today's service, Denise Simpson. Can you tell us what was behind it, Denise?
Just to pay tribute to a great man and for all of his fans and friends to gather together and pay tribute. He was wonderful and loved by all of us. That's about all I can say. He's going to be missed.
This is no publicity stunt here today. The people who have come here haven't come here to help sell the records of Elvis Presley. They're here out of their love and respect for a man named Elvis. This is Fred Anderson, Channel 7 Eyewitness News, Van Nuys.
Praise for the dead singer came from around the world and from high places. President Carter said tonight the death of Elvis, in Mr. Carter's words, deprived the country of a part of itself.
This is Channel 7, the #1 station for news and information in Southern California. Now Eyewitness News with Chuck Henry, Ann Martin, Jeff Smith, Jane Chastain, Dr. George, and the Eyewitness News team.
Elvis Presley, the man many credit with revolutionizing the popular music scene in this country, died today at the age of 42. Presley was found unconscious at his Memphis, Tennessee home by his road manager. He was taken by ambulance to a nearby hospital where he was pronounced dead at 2:30 this afternoon. It appears that Elvis Presley suffered a heart attack, but the exact cause of his death tonight is not known. However, a spokeswoman for the Memphis Police Department said just a short time ago that detectives there are investigating the strong possibility tonight that the death of Elvis Presley was the result of a drug overdose. Elvis Presley was a multi-talented performer who parlayed his talents from the recording studio to the movie studio for more than 25 films, and all of them big moneymakers. Presley's career was interrupted in 1958 when he was drafted for a 2-year hitch in the Army. He was assigned to a tank division in Germany, something he decided really wasn't all that bad. After he got out of the Army, the man who was called Mr. Swivel Hips went back into singing and lucrative appearances in Las Vegas and other cities throughout this country and overseas. His record albums were among the fastest selling in history. Elvis Presley's phenomenal career started when he was just 25 with a $4 trip to a recording studio. It ended today at the age of 42.
Ain't it funny how time slips away? And now with Elvis Presley's death at the age of 42, it has slipped away dramatically for a whole generation of fans. Tricia.
Thank you, Jimmy.
Elvis's female fans were traumatized in 1959 when he was drafted, and then again in 1967 when their idol was married. The second came about as a result of the first. Elvis met 14-year-old Priscilla when he was stationed in Germany with the Army. He courted her for 8 years, and on May 1st, 1967, he married her in Las Vegas, where he was performing. The marriage lasted until 1973. The couple had a daughter, Lisa Marie, now 9 years old. She lives with her mother here in Los Angeles. And at 11:30 tonight, NBC will present a special report on the life and career of Elvis Presley, dead tonight at the age of 42, cause unknown.
You know, in circumstances that are strange but true, just this morning I happened to be watching Good Morning America, and Rona Barrett came on, and at the time she was talking about a new book. It's called Elvis, What Happened? And she revealed in her report on that book that Elvis had become involved in drugs, from Quaaludes to cocaine, and Rona is with us now. I understand that the latest reports have it that the police in Memphis are conducting an investigation, saying that there is now the possibility that he might have died of a drug overdose.
Guys, just 1 minute. I need to make a coffee. 1 minute.
Chuck, and they said that as a result of our report this morning, it led them to believe that perhaps something other than a heart attack led to that heart attack, and they do believe it was a drug overdose, as I do believe too.
Well, you know, Elvis was such a mysterious figure, his private life. I guess there could be a comparison between Elvis Presley and Howard Hughes in that respect.
Well, they were kind of reclusive in different ways, and of course, as you well know, Howard Hughes was also discovered to have been taking drugs, but his drugs were for arthritis and for other physical ailments. Elvis was not well in the last few years. I think we all knew it. Much of it had a great deal to do with his personal life. Much of it had to do with the change in the music business, his career taking a tumble, and then, of course, his resurgence again. But when your whole life is built up around a career and a music business, and you sort of have nothing left, and you live in an unreal world where you are constantly surrounded by what we call the Memphis Mafia, a number of bodyguards who constantly protected him morning, noon, and night, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You live in an unreal society, and you cannot cope with life as it really is, and eventually somebody triggers you off with one little thing, and if you have that weak kind of personality, which Elvis really did, you sometimes can become a goner.
Rona, he was 42 years old.
Yes,
and
he was.
You think of people starting on drugs a little earlier than that if they're going to be using drugs, isn't he? I mean, that's middle years. Am I being naive?
I'm back.
He did, Ann.
Did he?
He started much earlier. He started, it began with Dexedrine when he was in the Army. And then it increased to heavier usage of all kinds of drugs in the more recent years.
This came as such a surprise to me. I don't know, did anybody else have any inkling that the man was ill or was having problems?
Right, okay, guys. Sorry about that. I just needed time to get my coffee and stuff. I'm going to do a few different things today. I've got an easy day today because my wife is going out with the kids. So I've got quite an easy day. I've done my exercise, so I thought I'd come on and see you guys. I noticed someone said that it's buffering. Is it working okay now? Let's have a look. Deborah, is it working now? Let's have a look. Is it working? Let's just type this in. Just confirm to me that it's all working okay. Okay, got me coffee, of course. So if you're new to the channel, guys, it's Defending Elvis Presley. Fans want the truth. We're here to defend Elvis Presley. CKC Design. Is it all working? Can you hear me okay? Yes, Jane. So I stumbled on this documentary. I'm not just going to do that. I'm going to do some other bits. I just want to play some of it. I don't even know what at the moment it's talking about, but I do like these vintage documentaries. I like to just listen to what they have to say. Remember, we are defending Elvis, so I'm going to listen to it. If there's things on it that I don't think seem right, I'm going to jump in and comment. Oh, good. Right, it's definitely working. Right, let's just play it. We'll just see what happens, yeah?
Chuck, they certainly were. People who were covering the entertainment industry and the record industry and Elvis's performance in Las Vegas were very aware that something was wrong. But there are many people who are frightened to speak out against drugs because drugs seem to be controlled by elements that we are often told to stay away from. And I think that there have been many reporters, unfortunately, in the United States who have been derelict in their duties in truly going after one of the major killers in our society today, drugs. And drugs, in my opinion, in the final analysis, will have been the real cause of Elvis's death.
Certainly have taken a lot of the lives of some of our biggest stars, and our heroes and our heroines have died of drug overdose.
Yes, but they have also taken the lives of many other famous people and not so many famous people that you don't hear about.
What about, we've heard a lot about that he would gain considerable weight and that his performances weren't up to par. Is this
all of
part of it?
Very accurate. The night that he made the comeback, however, he was so brilliant, Chuck, I cannot possibly describe to you that brilliance. He was the old Elvis as we once knew him back in the late 50s and in the early 60s when he was really at the top of the heap, when he was the king of the rock and roll industry, of the music business, of the whole entire entertainment world. And then suddenly, shortly after his divorce from Priscilla, his world collapsed.
Did that do it? Was it the divorce that hit him so hard?
It contributed. Mm-hmm. It definitely contributed.
What has been the reaction from...
Right,
It's been devastating.
Right, let me just pause it. Okay. Right, so that's quite a big comment. There's two things I want to discuss. Now, remember, we are defending Elvis Presley. Fans want the truth. And we are looking at these old vintage interviews, and the idea is if we think something doesn't seem right, we're going to jump in and comment. Please join our Facebook. Our Facebook is Defending Elvis Presley, Louis Daily Live Streams. Defending Elvis Presley, Louis Daily Live Streams, because that way we can stay in touch. We can let you know when there's a live feed. We're trying to do, at the moment, I'm trying to do 2 or 3 a day. We'll just see how it goes. Obviously, I've got a family. The kids are I'm always juggling with the kids and getting on live. So the two things there. So the first thing is they mentioned the drugs. Now, this is my issue with, we could go into any decade. It could be the 70s, 80s, 90s, noughties. It could be Priscilla interviews. It could be Piers Morgan interviews. It could be ex-girlfriends. Whenever they talk about the drugs, they never mention his chronic illnesses. The way that they portray it. And tell me if you agree, guys. Hi, Tracy. Tell me if you agree. They talk about the drugs. They talk about the name of the drugs, like they list, there's so many complicated names I used when they mention Elvis's prescribed medication taken. They like to use the word drugs. But what they don't do is they talk about the painkillers, the uppers, but they don't go into Elvis's health problems and his health history, the health history of his mother, of his grandparents. And this is the bit I don't like. I wish that whenever they mention the drugs, they say, oh, Elvis had a prescribed medication problem. He was addicted to some of the medications, and this is why. Yeah, twisted colon, constipation, migraines, lung issues, breathing issues, glaucoma, high blood pressure, hypertension, you name it. They never do that. They say he was overweight, he binged on burgers, he was addicted to drugs, and then they move on to the next topic. Oh yeah, because he was addicted to drugs, was binging on burgers, he died. That's what they say. Died on the toilet. And this bothers me, guys. This bothers me. And this is the problem with these old, not just the old footage, but even recent footage. They don't defend Elvis in any way. They just paint him out as this fat, bloated druggie that was having sex with hundreds and thousands of women, that was addicted to drugs. And we know, because we're here to defend Elvis, yeah? I'm just trying to see your comments, guys. We know that there's a bigger picture to this. There's a much bigger picture that he was seriously, chronically unwell. We know. It's never mentioned. Every now and then you've had Charlie Hodge mentioned in a few interviews Elvis's chronic illnesses, and he mentions bone cancer. But generally, they just say he locked himself in his bedroom, covered the windows in silver foil, binged on food, was addicted to drugs, and then he died on the toilet. Come on, we're fed up with this, guys. We are fed up with this. So we've got coffee. Right. The next point that was mentioned was she felt that Elvis's death had something to do with Priscilla. Now, this is what I think. She's talking about Priscilla, that the fact that Elvis died in 1977 and that Priscilla's involvement. She talks about Priscilla as if it was because of he had a broken heart. He had a broken heart. And I tell you now, guys, I don't think so. I don't think so. Elvis didn't die because he had a broken heart because of Priscilla. I do believe Priscilla played a part in Elvis's death. I do. Now, this is just my opinion for entertainment purposes. Now, I do think Priscilla partly caused Elvis's death, in my opinion. And that's quite an extreme thing to say. And let me explain to you why. And we already know why. We already know why. Because the second divorce settlement was so cruel. Nearly took away Elvis's home. Forced him to sell his recording rights. It included giving her part of the money, a percentage of his commissions, of his royalties. It also was a massive monthly spousal payments, which could have been as high as $6,000 a month, which was a fortune back then. And the amount that Priscilla was demanding that Elvis could not afford could have been as high as $1.5 million. Now, this was happening, even though Elvis couldn't afford it. This was happening at the time that the book Elvis What Happened was released, by the betrayal of the three Memphis Mafia guys, Red West, Sonny West, Mark Hebler, and obviously with the chronic condition, chronic sickness that he had, extreme. Yes, he would have been addicted to many of the prescribed medications he was taking, whether it be sleeping tablets, painkillers, uppers, and steroids, many different medications that you take when you're seriously unwell, when you have a problem with breathing, with your liver working properly, when you have a problem with your twisted colon. Could you imagine the pain Elvis had? Because his colon was twisted. He was constipated, extreme constipation, very bad migraines. And they mentioned bone cancer. Elvis always complained that his whole body was in pain just before going on to doing his shows. And after his shows, he would complain he was hurting all over. Now, this is why I partly blame Priscilla, in my opinion, for his death. Because the timing of the second divorce settlement was when he was very unwell. This second divorce settlement, I think, had been going on for a few years. We know about the first divorce. They were arguing about it right from 71, right until 73. We know about that, the first divorce settlement, yeah? We know what she got, 100,000, cars, homes, bank accounts, motorbike, things like that. Now, it was all agreed there would be no second divorce settlement. This was all put in the first divorce settlement. So for Priscilla to get the second divorce settlement to be allowed to happen, she had to accuse Elvis of fraud, of hiding his assets. And this is what enabled her, once the judge agreed, this is my opinion, guys, to go for the second divorce settlement. Now, we don't really know why, who put the idea in Priscilla's head to go for the second divorce settlement. Could have been Robert Kardashian. Who knows? He was a famous lawyer. They were friends. Did she meet him after the second divorce settlement, or during, or before? We don't really know. Someone messaged me today that Richard Kardashian, or Robert Kardashian, whatever his name is, was the guy that she started seeing after Mike Stone. Is that true? Anyway, my point is this. That woman from this old documentary says she feels that part of the reason Elvis died was because of Priscilla. She's saying it in the context that they were still in love and that Elvis was brokenhearted. I'm saying no. I'm saying no. She put him through hell with the second divorce settlement. Then you've got the book, Elvis, What Happened, being released by the Memphis Mafia, and you've got his chronic conditions, the stress of being a superstar and trying to perform, and he was getting ready to go on tour the next day. He'd been to the dentist. We know about that. He took other medications, painkillers, and a culmination of events led to a very severe heart attack. Tracy will tell you exactly what was the cause of the heart attack. Tracy, if you don't mind. So my point is, guys, the impression we're given from this very old documentary is that he was brokenhearted, he was a drug addict, and he binged on burgers. I don't like it, guys. Elvis did not die because he was heartbroken to Priscilla. Part of the reason he died was the stress that was brought on him because there was fear that he was going to lose Gracelands because Priscilla's attorneys had negotiated a deed of trust to be created so they could place a charge on Graceland, the building, so that this would guarantee that Priscilla was going to get her money, which was as much as 1.5 million. He was going to get it in installments. She was going to get it in installments, and everything was agreed. They agreed to a certain percentage of rights on the copyrights, and there was agreement on spousal payments, and the lien was placed on Gracelands, the building, the charge, Graceland, Elvis's home, to guarantee that Priscilla would get her money. Now, this all culminated, in my view, for entertainment purposes, my opinion, in Elvis dying. This is what I believe. So we're going to play some more of this, but I just want to read some of your comments. Let's have a look. So I've got the PC, the laptop to my right, so that I can play these clips to you. Priscilla put such a financial strain on him that he couldn't rest. Colleen, that's exactly correct. And Colleen, I believe that even Vernon was under a lot of stress. Don't forget, Vernon was also very unwell when Elvis died. He definitely had heart problems. And all part of it was the stress created from demanding all this money. Priscilla and her lawyers demanding all this money. This second divorce settlement that should never have happened. Right, let's just see Tracy's comment. Back on the 60s and 70s, people were very private and discreet about health issues. It only in recent years that people blab about their little things going on in their private lives change days. Now, we've heard this from different interviews. Elvis was a very private man. He kept a lot of his illnesses to himself. But I do believe that Priscilla knew because she was in almost daily contact with him even after the divorce. Now, she says they were still friends. I dispute that. I personally don't think they were friends. I think Elvis did the right thing for Lisa Marie Presley. I think he kept Priscilla sweet because he was scared that Priscilla would stop him from seeing Lisa Marie. Also, they were definitely behind the scenes arguing about money, large amounts of money and property. So do I think Elvis and Priscilla were friends? No, not for a second. When Priscilla says we were better apart, I don't agree. I think I think Vernon and Elvis were pulling their hair out, couldn't believe what this woman was doing, in my opinion. And I do think Elvis kept on a front as father of Lisa Marie, as ex-husband of Priscilla, that to the public, because he wanted the public to see him as a good guy, which he is, that he put on a brave face. And I think when they walked out hand in hand after the divorce, I think it was just a fake front that was put for the press. I also believe the few times that Elvis mentioned Priscilla when he was in concert, it was just, again, to try and keep the fans happy. This is my opinion. I don't believe there was a real happy... we know about the time where he boasts about buying her a Jaguar, or she bought him a motorbike. I think it was all front. That's just my opinion. I think secretly behind the scenes, Elvis was very upset with Priscilla, and Vernon definitely. So I dispute what she just said, that Elvis was heartbroken. She gives the impression Elvis was heartbroken, and that's part of the reason he died. No way. But did she give him stress and like, what's the right word? put him in fear financially of his security for his home, Graceland, the most important thing that he owned. Elvis, we know Elvis loved Graceland. It meant everything to him, and he definitely wanted it for Lisa Marie. Yeah, he was in fear of losing all of it. He felt pushed that he had to work every day, doing 2 or 3 shows a day. Obviously, he had a massive staff, and he was scared of losing everything because of this second divorce settlement that did kill him, in my opinion. So that's my views, guys. So I'm going to read your comments and we'll play a bit more. If my wife suddenly turns up, I'm going to go off, speak to her for a bit. She's going somewhere with the kids. And then I'm going to come back because I got a free day today. So I want to try and get in some live streams. Plus, I enjoy it, guys. Right, let's have a look. Okay. So where are we? Let me just catch up with your comments. So yeah, as Colleen says, a financial strain on him that he couldn't. Yeah, it was giving him sleepless nights, and he couldn't sleep anyway, could he? He had the worst insomnia you could imagine. So Sandra, the Stanley brothers lie, and I can't stand any of them. I also blame Ricky Stanley because he was the last one to give Elvis his medicines, and even this, right? So Sandra, hi Sandra, hope you're well. I've watched a lot of the Stanley brothers stuff now. Didn't one of them die in a racing car accident? Can you put me right, guys? But the interviews that I've watched, I don't like them. I do think there was regret later in life, but the earlier interviews that I watched, some of them quite old, I don't like it. Don't like the way they perceive Elvis. And the thing about, you talk about that he was on the last night, one of them, which one was it? One of the, Ricky gave Elvis his medication on the last night. It's just, it's horrific. Right, so Tracy, it'd be interested to research the laws applicable to divorce in California to understand what she was entitled to. And we've done a lot of work on the divorce. We've read out the first divorce settlement, the second one. We've done the deposition, and I have issues with how she took back the Presley name once Elvis passed, because I'm pretty sure that it was agreed verbally, at least, that she would give up the name Presley. She says for security reasons, but I think it was part of the agreement that she was going to stop using the word Presley. And at the time, I think she was proud to stop using the name Presley and was happy to take back the Bulow name. I think that's what she wanted. And we can tell this when she uses the name Bis and Bo for the clothing boutique. Now, a bit of a coincidence, talking about the clothing boutique. Someone sent me an interview, probably not going to be able to find it, an interview of Priscilla Presley's partner in the clothing boutique. Let me just see if it comes up in my history. I did watch quite a lot of it. I found the first half of it really boring, but the second half did look like it started to get interesting. And it was on, I'm just trying to see which channel it came up on. Let's have a look. I might not be able to find it now. Let's have a look. But I thought, do any of you know what channel it was on? Problem is, I'm not going to be able to find it quickly, but someone sent it me. You guys, if you can remind me, someone sent it me, and I thought it was very interesting because, it's the partner of Priscilla Presley, and then she was talking about how they set up Bis and Bo. She was also talking about how they expanded. I think they eventually went into Beverly Hills. Let me just check your comments if any of you know the name of the channel that it was on. Let's have a look. Yeah, do any of you know what channel that was on? The interview. Hi Renee. Do any of you know the channel it was on? The interview. I'm just trying to find it. Someone sent it me. The thing is, I get sent about 30 things. It was Lorraine. Lorraine, are you there? Let me just tell you guys. Right, so this is the bottom. So the woman with the glasses on. Yeah? I know it's not clear. Let's go back here. You might get a bit of clarity. The woman with the glasses on, it's on Those Elvis Girls. Those Elvis Girls. And the interview is called Olivia Biss. So obviously the name, so Priscilla's partner for the clothing salon, whatever it's called, was called Olivia Biss, and they call her here a fashion designer and business partner to Priscilla Presley in the 1970s, joins us for a chat. I actually found it quite interesting. The second half was more interesting. Have any of you watched this? It's by Those Elvis Girls, which I heard is a great channel. I've only watched a few bits on Those Elvis Girls, and I think they have joined us on our live streams before. It's a great channel. I think they're quite big fans of Priscilla. So have any of you watched it? So James watched some of it. It was Lorraine who sent it me. It's interesting because we get an insight into the thinking that led up to the finding the first shop. It sounds to me like they didn't have much money at the time, and she even says that Lisa Marie would buy her clothes there. Did any of you know that Lisa Marie was buying her clothes, obviously as a child, a small child, at Biss and Bow? It's quite interesting. It goes into how they found another site because it was quite successful at first. You had some quite high-profile people using the shop quite quickly. Of course, it's Elvis's ex-wife. I get it, Priscilla Bulow. And Elvis, it is known that Elvis would send many of his employees and many people to Biss and Bow trying to help Priscilla. It's just the way Elvis was, isn't it? He was a good guy. And it's just an interesting interview because she discusses quite a few inside details. I want to watch the second half again and see if there's any things I can pick out. Because this Priscilla was the early Priscilla that had just divorced Elvis, that was going to, in her own right, have success. I think once this venture started to go wrong, I think she eventually sold her half of the business to Olivia. And I think once Priscilla realized that her career wasn't going to be as successful as she thought it might be, also her TV career, her potential movie career, I think we know that she did the Those Amazing Animals TV series. We know about that with the guy off Rocky, Rocky's coach, Rocky's trainer. I think once she did the TV Those Amazing Animals and that didn't really work out, I think this is when she started thinking, in my opinion, I need the Presley name. This is my opinion, guys. So thanks for Lorraine for sending me that. Right, let's just read some of your comments. I watched that interview. Those ladies irritate me. They just accept any spin to feed and never push back. And more depth, just flow. I've watched Those Amazing Girls. I mean, I'm sorry, they're called the Elvis Girls. They seem lovely to me. Very sweet girls. They're not our kind of channel. We are definitely, like you just said, we bite back. We disagree. We have strong views. Many of you won't like our views. I'm definitely the sort of person that I try to be kind. I try to be friendly. I'm going to ask the questions that people may find uncomfortable. I'm also going to have opinions that people may find uncomfortable. I'm a nice guy, guys, but we're going to try and get to the truth. Now, the only way we get to the truth is if we disagree with people and to get to the truth. Yeah? All right, let me just sort out my boy. Right, while I'm sorting him out, I will. Yes, I'm coming. Press play on this. Let's have a look. Where are we? If we can get it to work, guys.
Devastating that my ears right now, I feel like they're like cauliflowers. The phones have not stopped ringing since early this afternoon when it was made official that Elvis had died. From around the country, entertainers, I have spoken with at least about 15 of them, and they're just in a state of shock. I mean, they are as shocked as they were over Freddie Prinze's death, and maybe even more so.
Was he working on a film or anything like this at the time, or was he going back out on tour?
No, he was at Graceland when he died. He was attempting to go back out on tour, but nothing was very concrete at this particular time. Elvis was very erratic right now. In the last few appearances in Las Vegas, he would walk on stage. He would behave very peculiarly, and he'd walk right off, and he'd shout profanities at his audience, and they picked up and walked out, and they were very angry with him, and they didn't understand why, and of course no one could really tell why. I mean, we tried, those who reviewed tried to allude to what was happening, but it was dangerous. It was dangerous to come out and say, Elvis Presley is a drug addict, and he needs help. Will somebody please help him, and will he help himself?
What about all the people who worked for him and with him?
Will they come out now?
Watch Good Morning America tomorrow.
Okay. And one final question here before we go. Do we know anything about the funeral arrangements or what's going to be handled? Will it be back there in Tennessee or here?
I believe it will be back in Memphis. That's all I can tell you at this moment, but I do not have the specific details at this hour. I probably will before the end of the evening is over.
Okay. Thank you very much for coming by, and a very busy schedule, I know.
Age of 42, and he certainly was a major figure in the world of music. Now, David Sheehan has more on the man and the music.
Before I do that, I think we ought to clear up some confusion about the cause of his death. As usual, the stereotype of the rock musician still exists. People like Rona Barrett are banding about these allegations that his death was indeed some kind of a drug overdose. And most of that, I think, was based on the fact that there was reportedly some kind of investigation going on the part of the Memphis Police Department, but they have now denied any reports that there is any kind of investigation into a drug connection going on in Memphis. And as far as we know now, the cause of death was either heart failure or respiratory failure. As far as his musical career was concerned, there were, of course, many different musicians who had a hand in changing the face of pop music. Names like Chuck Berry, Buddy Holly, and Little Richard, of course, come to mind, but none had quite as much popular success as Elvis Presley, a performer who came along 10 years before the Beatles to make the kind of music that throbbed with what concerned the youthful audience most, sex. It was the 1950s, though, so sexual themes could not be explicitly written into the lyrics. Instead, Presley said it all with his body, that hip-swaying, gyrating torso movement that sent teenage girls into absolute hysteria. And the voice, too. There was a husky, moaning kind of sensual sigh in everything Presley sang. The lyrics may have been about harmless stuff like blue suede shoes, but the message was in... He was just past 20 and making $35 a week as a truck driver in Memphis, Tennessee, when he went to an audition in Memphis as a lark, and he ended up with a recording contract as soon as the recording executives heard that sound. Presley's musical popularity, of course, quickly led to a movie career as well, and he turned out more than 30 films for various Hollywood studios, films that were of very mediocre quality, but Presley became even more of a multimillionaire as a result of them, with cheesecake exercises like one called Spin Out, which Elvis made for MGM back in 1966.
1 second. I will play that because I do like a bit of Elvis stuff. So I was making a coffee. Guys, have you got your coffee? Do you have your coffee? We have to have a butter coffee. I make my coffee with butter. Lesser. Hi, Lesser. So Elvis knew at the end he was used to Priscilla and her fairy tale. He stated on the stage that he was his life, arrow to the heart, and very people that he had loved, trusted, and was so generous. Hi, Stacey. Of course, Michael. Come on, coffee time, man. So, what I'm going to do as the video plays, I'm going to jump around the topics. But I just want to say to you guys, I love all Elvis films. I don't care what they say about them. I don't care if they say that they were cheesy, rubbish storylines, brilliant, like King Creole was amazing. I love them all. I love watching Elvis. I love He's all dressed up. He's got his hair nice. He's brown. He's toned. He's happy. He's smiling. He's singing. What's not to like? I love them all. It brings back all my memories as a child, growing up through the 70s with my twin brother at home in my dad's cafe, watching Elvis every Saturday afternoon, and I love it. Anything that takes me back to my childhood, some of you, it will be the 50s and the 60s. I love it. So how can I not enjoy Elvis films? Isn't that how you guys feel? I love them all. I have my favorites. Jailhouse Rock, King Creole. They're my two. A few others, but come on. How can you not love? All right, my wife's back. How can you not love Anne Margaret and Elvis dancing? How can you not love that? Right, I'm going to put it on for you, okay, guys?
My little beach shack. My beach shack. Maybe we'll be alone. I'll make you feel at home in my little beach shack. Who cares about tomorrow? I need your love tonight. And baby, if you're eager, baby, hold me tight.
Al Wallace is a man who produced approximately a dozen of Elvis's films, and at his Holmby Hills home moments ago, Wallace talked with Steve Lentz about Presley the man.
He was a very likable boy who was very excited about having the opportunity to work in pictures, which he wanted very much to do. We made a screen test of him, and as a result of that, signed him to a contract for a period of years, covering a number of pictures.
And what was your reaction upon hearing of his death today?
A complete shock, because I had no knowledge of his illness or the fact that he wasn't well.
And the show that just may go on and on is this one, now at the Tropicana, featuring Alan in his tribute to Elvis. The show had been doing fine before Elvis's death, but last night it was standing room only, making most everybody a bit uncomfortable, perhaps about seeing an Elvis imitator, but Alan said he would go through with it. Alan, whose real name is Alan Meyer,
I'm back, guys.
was doing Elvis back when
Still
impersonators
read
of
your
that
messages.
famous wiggle were a dime a dozen. But Alan kept at it and has even toured Europe and Africa with his act. There are indeed similarities, at times in eerie exactness, sending Elvis fans into deja vus. But it is clearly not the real thing.
You're in
I never thought of myself as an imitator because I always thought of myself as just an Elvis fan. I don't want to be Elvis Presley. I don't want anyone to ever replace him.
It was a rough night for Alan.
Doing his
Right,
show
let's,
in Vegas, whispered about how he might.
I got into the house. You know, when I first met Colonel Parker and
Right, here we are.
I got into the house, and there is a group. A lot of the guys are there, and
Devastating that my ears right now.
Let's find a bit we like.
Any abnormal over. After that, Elvis presented itself in 1975 when Barbara Streisand. Another auto dealer, Billy Mars, told me what contributed to Elvis's death. I think there was no more chat.
Right, let's just hear what these guys say. We'll see if we're going to agree. I hope everyone's good. Obviously, we're all here with our coffee. Where are we? Let me just check your messages. We used Elvis to make money in the schlock movies, which funded our epics. Watched this last week on DVD. Yeah, this has just come up on a random Elvis channel. I understand why Elvis got sick of doing these movies. Loved to do more serious roles. But I would tell him that all of his movies make me happy. Yes. Come on. We've gone through the phase of people going, oh, you know, the movies were cheesy. But not 47 years after he died. We don't see them as cheesy. We see them as being a diary almost. What's the right word? What is the word? It's the best visual way we have of watching Elvis at his healthiest and slimmest and well-dressed and happy, his personality, his charm, his charisma, we get to see it all there in those movies. So we're Elvis fans. We love to see Elvis when he was happiest. So to me, they're all 10 out of 10. All 10 out of 10. I believe that it's the Elvis impersonators that have damaged his professional image more than anything. Do you know what, Tracy? The really stupid ones that are just fat old men that can't sing with a stupid wig on. Yes, but I tell you what, I've watched a couple of amazing Elvis impersonators. There was one called, is it Dean Z? Dean Z, do any of you know who Dean Z is? I tell you what, they are fantastic. They are fantastic. So it depends on the quality of the impersonators. Is it if they really have tuned their thing? Now we have in my hometown, Weston-super-Mare, we have an Elvis impersonator. Let me just try and... He's on my friends. I do know his family because he's from my town. Let's see if I can find him. His name is Emilio. Let me just get him up a minute. Right, let's have a look. Here we are. Right, do any of you know... Let me just try and get a picture of him up. Let's get a nice clear picture so you know who I'm talking about. Do any of you know this impersonator? His name's Emilio. Let's get an even... that camera isn't the clearest of cameras. Do any of you know who that is? Yeah, he just won $20,000 in a competition in Memphis. And he was on, I think, X Factor as well. See another one there. I'll see if I can play one of his songs, actually. I want to get a bit of a clearer picture of him. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Let's see if we can get him singing. Right, you ready, guys? Now, this guy, the reason I'm playing him, yeah, is because he is from Weston-super-Mare. He's from my hometown. I took his brother to his prom night, so I know his brother, and we have chatted a few times. Let's see if we can find one where he dances. But no, he when I met him, because what it is, his brother is best friends with my twin brother's daughter. So I took them to their prom night. And when I took them to the prom night, he said to me, "Oh, my brother is an Elvis impersonator." So he's gone on to massive success, mine. He's booked in a lot of shows. Let's just watch this. I haven't watched this yet, guys. Let's see. Let's just forward it a bit. Let's see if we can get a bigger. Here we go, guys.
kiss was really wise, such a kiss. Drugs of all the lips, sent me a fire. I remember, and I'm filled with and what I gave my heart to her, she surrendered. How will I remember? I always remember that night. Oh, that night was really was such a night. Came the dawn, well, my heart and love and the night was gone. But I'll never get the kiss of life. Such a kiss, such a night. Oh, it was a night. Oh, what a night it was, it really was such a night.
I think fair play to him. I think he is only 19 and he's won loads of competitions. He's been on X Factor around the world, and he has just won $20,000 in Memphis. He was at, obviously, Elvis Week. And he's a local guy. He lives around the corner from me, and so I'm proud. I'm proud. And he is a nice guy. He is a nice guy. His name is Emilio Santoro. Emilio Santoro. So, guys, I have massive praise for this guy. Massive praise. I think he's brilliant. And Emilio, if you watch my show, I hope you don't mind me playing a clip of yours. And this is Emilio stood outside Gracelands a few days ago on Elvis Week. Are you going? Come and say goodbye then. Do you want to come and say goodbye? Right, come up here. Right. Right. He's going out at the moment. Should we play them your video where you're... Bye-bye. Hang on, wait. I'll play your ice cream. Do you want me to play your ice cream video? Right, should we show it to them on there? Let's have a look. Your video. So we go to shorts. Okay. Now watch this. Are you ready?
Hi guys, I found this.
Not that one. That one.
Hi guys, why not join us?
No, look at the screen.
Elvis Presley. Fans got fed up. All the lies being said about Elvis Presley. What do you think, guys? Join our YouTube channel and be one of us. Get a free ice cream. Hi guys. Why not join us?
Careful, mate. All right, bye. I love you. Have a nice time. I'll see. I'm taking Gio to football soon, or something. Right, come up here. Right, put that there. Come up here quickly. So, right, you can look there. They see you there, but you look there. Say hi, Team Elvis.
Hi, Team Elvis. I like.
Tell them where you're going. Tell them where you're going.
Tell them where.
We're going to see Oscar. Is that right?
No, we're going to see.
She's got her bagel.
Lauren.
Okay, go on then. Have fun. I'll see you all later. Bye, wife.
Cheers.
Say hello to Team Elvis. So they're all off for a bit. See you later, alligator. Shh. Okay, there we are. Chicken and salad. Met Rora. Just message me. You want to dinner now? Just message me. Yeah. Okay, we're back. We're a bit distracted there, guys. Let's have a look. So, yeah, he's so funny. He makes me laugh. When we did that ice cream thing yesterday, just cracked me up so much. So the wife's feeling better today. So, you know, hopefully she's on the mend. She has a bit of a journey, but I got a feeling it's going to be all right, guys. Touch wood. Got a feeling it's going to work out. Right. Yeah, I know. Yeah. What I can say about my wife is that it could be worse. It could be worse. Her prognosis could have been worse. So I take, you know, your prayers that you've been sending me have made a difference, guys, because it definitely could have been worse. Right. Thank you, Stacey. With me, Lorna, it was just how can I say it? I used to do a lot of weight training when I was when I was a teenager and in my 20s, and I think I sort of damaged my spine a little bit. So not enough to affect me running or walking or anything, but just I do get a pain down my spine that goes down through my leg. I've had it for 15 years. So the doctor said, look, why not just get your spine checked and sent me for an MRI? But I'm actually fine. Yeah, but I do have this ache that I've always had. I've had it for 15, 20 years. So to me, it's the norm. So it doesn't affect me. But my doctor just felt that I should get it checked. So I'm fine. I feel great. In fact, after this video, I'm going for a run. And I've already done my weightlifting today. So I'm good. For a 57-year-old man, I'm good. Yeah, Tracy. Yeah, she is very ill. Yeah, but she's already had one operation, which went very well. So she's a tough girl. She's a tough girl. I think she's going to pull through. She's been told 90% chance of recovering. Yeah, so that's a pretty good rate. 90% is very good. Very good. All right, Michael Smith. Yeah, so you had a blood clot. Yeah, with me, I think there's a bit of nerve damage from when I was weightlifting when I was a kid. Yeah, and I think because of it, I get sort of I get a pain here, and it just runs down my spine through my leg. But it's not like unbearable. It's just there. Yeah. Oh yeah, 90% is good. You know, they're very, very confident that it's gonna come through. But she did have quite a serious operation, I think about 4 weeks ago, and we did find out about how unwell she was. It was out of the blue. It came sudden, so it was unexpected. So partner, yeah. I mean, I don't really want to go into it, but it is cancer. So she's going to be fine, guys. She's going to be fine. Trust me. She knows about you know me. I'm into keto, and I'm into not eating sugar. I'm on my wife's case a lot about what she eats. And before she got her results, she was addicted to sugar. Big time. Sweets, chocolates, pizzas, bread. She was addicted to all of it. This is just my opinion. I think it was part of the problem. But she stopped. She's not eating it anymore. So, Tracy, that's good to know. My wife is only stage 1. So if any of you know about it, she's stage 1. She has had a mastectomy 4 weeks ago. So it's serious, but I think she's on the mend. Don't forget, my wife is a very fit, strong woman. So we're going to be okay, guys. Yes, definitely no sugar. No sugar. Sugar is the enemy, guys. It is the enemy. Even me, I still have a bit of fruit, fructose. There's fructose in fruit. Fruit is fattening. I try and keep my fruit little, not too much fruit. Fruit causes fatty liver. So we have to be careful with fruit. I'm a believer in small amounts of fruit, small amounts of salads and vegetables, much more fatty meat and eggs. And remember, that people forget the fatty meat that you have. The fat in the meat is very important. Because it keeps your energy levels up. High energy levels, you have to have high fat, but it must be the meat fat, animal fat. It can't be vegetable oil or margarine. Butter is good, and olive oil is good. Coconut oil is good. Avocado oil is good. That's all good stuff. But you don't want any of the cheap fats. Stay away from them. Well done, Michael. You won't regret it. Michael. Yeah, I know. But we, oh my God. Let's have a look. Someone just said they had stage 4. Who was that? recently had prostate cancer, both doing great. Let's have a look. I have, yeah, and Philomena has told us that she's on stage 4. I really, I hope, I'm always going to say this, guys, that no matter how unwell we are, we have to eat right. We have to eat right. What we put in here is going to make a difference. It is. So stopping the sugar is so important, and anything that turns to sugar, whether it's wheat, bread, pasta, potato, anything that turns to sugar, to me, is a no-no. So, thanks, Stacey. So my sister, I've always tried to get keto. My sister was stage 4 and had a mastectomy, no chemo. I can't read that. But tamoxifen. Let me just take a picture of that because I'll send that to my wife. Now, let's have a look. Yeah. So this is right. Okay, that's Tracy. That's interesting. So we went to the doctor's. Let me just think. 2 days ago, and the doctor said that she might need chemo, maybe, because when she had the mastectomy, there were two very small areas of cancer, very small. One was 4 millimeter, one was 2 millimeter. They're saying that there's a good chance that she's cancer free, but they're also saying, to be sure, she's either going to be put on tamoxifen, like you just said, for up to 5 to 10 years, or they're going to see what type of cancer it is. And if it's a certain type of cancer, then she will have chemo. But it's definitely possible that she's cancer-free because she's had the mastectomy. So I'm very optimistic. Now, she's fine. In herself, she's completely normal, great energy, feels very healthy. It's more psychological, but she's a strong girl, my wife. She's very confident, strong-minded. She's a go-getter. So I'm hoping she won't need to have chemo. They're going to tell her next week. I'm hoping that she'll go on the tamoxifen and she'll just be on those tablets for years. And like you just said, Tracy, you just said that she's been on tamoxifen for 10 years and she's doing great. So I am very optimistic. Very optimistic. Yeah, big hugs to Philomena. Philomena, stay positive, girl. Stay positive. Eat well. Philomena, have you been eating better? Have you been eating okay? No, it definitely would. This is the good. Right, Tracy, you know what you're talking about. This is the good bit. When she had her results, there is no cancer in her lymph nodes. She is lymph node negative. So it was good. She had the negative on the lymph nodes, but they did find cancer in the mastectomy, so in the breast tissue. Yeah. So it could have been worse, couldn't it? And this is why they've put her down as stage 1. Yeah. Yeah, stay away potatoes. Potatoes are no good, guys. Carnivore and fasting are the... Tracy, you are so right. And my wife is doing keto and she is fasting. She's only eating once a day. She won't go just carnivore. She's going keto because she struggles to just eat fatty meat. So that'll do for now. I'm only eating once a day. I'm happy with that. Yeah, so Philomena, you're doing fasting, yeah? But make sure you stick to the fatty meat and the eggs. Fatty meat and eggs. You must have the fat. The fat is important to keep your energy levels up. So having cancer kick-started my life. I realized my mortality and said, what the hell are you doing with your life? I lost 30 pounds and started playing in rock bands. Come on. Sul Siuf. We have to look at it as a new beginning, don't we? We have to look, such a horrible thing coming out of the blue, because my wife didn't see it coming. Yes, it's a restart. It's a new beginning. I like that. The sad story is, guys, my wife went a year ago to the doctors and they said there was nothing wrong with her. She went for a check, obviously a breast check, and there was a lump there, and the doctor said it was just breast tissue. It's ridiculous. So they got it wrong. They got it wrong. So we can't always trust the doctors. That was only a year ago. Right, let's read some messages. Can you have caffeine on keto? Do you know what? They'll say no, but I don't think it's a problem. I don't see a problem with caffeine. I really don't. Just don't have too much. What I do is this, Michael. I have a coffee with caffeine in the morning. Then in the afternoon, if I have any more coffees, I have it decaffeinated. So I get my hit of caffeine in the morning and in your tea. Yeah. And then in the afternoon, if I have a coffee, just have decaffeinated. And then that way, I think you sleep better. I think if you stay off the caffeine in the afternoon and in the evening, you'll sleep better, Michael. Yeah, Jean, I know. I'm very lucky. I'm very lucky. My kids are beautiful and my wife is beautiful. A sardine fast, yeah. But I can't really do it, Tracy, because I do still have a little bit of fruit. I'll have strawberries. I'll have blackberries. I'll have low carb vegetables. So I am not 100% carnivore. I would say I'm 90% carnivore because I only have a small amount of fruit. I only have a small amount of low carb veg. My meat is very fatty, very fatty. Yes, new beginning. Come on. Fight it. We have to fight. This is what I say to my wife every day. We're going to fight this. We are going to fight this. That is how my mindset is. Yeah, I think, Tracy, come on. If we're doing carnivore, keto, I only have a very small lunch and then I have a big meal in the evening. Come on, we're allowed a coffee, a cup of tea. That's what I think. We have to take responsibility for our own health, do the research. Yes. Dr. Ken Berry. Dr. Ken Berry. So important. Look him up on YouTube, guys. He's a lifesaver. He will save your life. And if you are over 40, 50, 60, 70, it is a life-changing thing. It cured me. I cured my ulcerative colitis. I cured my dizzy spells. I got my sugar levels back to normal and my blood pressure is lower than normal. My blood pressure has gone down to 114. 114. It used to be over 140. Over 140s. It works, guys. And my energy levels, I've got the best energy levels you could imagine. And I lost all my gut. I had a massive gut. It's gone. So it works, guys. Carnivore, keto, it works. And fasting. Let's have a look. I do too, but I just wanted to do the reset. You can do it for 3 days. I felt incredible shock. Yeah. Do you know what? If I'm not against the reset thing, but I'd have to have a reason. So say if I had an illness, that would probably push me into it. So Michael has hypertension problem to always. Well, Michael, I'm telling you, you do carnivore and keto and you stick with it, your hypertension will disappear. Trust me. It takes a while, but you ask Tracy, she knows. Stick with it. Yeah, Nisha is amazing. Nisha is amazing. Dr. Kensberry's wife, she's stunning as well. She's a beauty. But she will give you loads of recipes, loads of great advice. She's a trained nurse. And I'm telling you now, guys, it's a no-brainer. Dr. Ken Berry on YouTube and Nisha on YouTube. I nursed my husband for 2 years and it made me aware of my own mortality. This is why I changed my life completely, including getting my tattoo. We love your tattoo, Jane. Come on. Yeah, it's a coffee and tea. Come on. It's okay. No sugar. And try not to have sweeteners. Sweeteners are not good for you. Michael, do it. We're with you. Remember, we are with you. Yeah? You're not alone. There's quite a few people on our channel defending Elvis that are doing keto and carnivore. Guys, anyone watching, sorry we've gone off subject, but it is part of what we do here. We do care about each other's health. We care about each other's diet. If we have any health problems, we advise each other. Tracy is amazing. She knows her stuff. So, guys, we're going to look after each other. Many of us are older. We're Elvis fans. Many of us are in our 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, some even in their 90s. I'm 57. We are going to look after each other. Yes, we love Elvis. We defend Elvis. That's our main reason we're here. But we are also a small family that look out for each other. And we are going to help each other. Let's have a look. Right. So, Mike, I lost a lot of weight several years ago, but I went back to eating. Michael, we're going to sort you out, mate. Michael, my friend, we are going to sort you out. You stick with us. You're going to be fine. We got your back, my friend. Right. I lost a lot of weight several years ago. Let's have a look. Sorry, Carolyn. Been doing carnival since June the 20th. Lost 24 pounds. I feel amazing. Come on, Carolyn. Carolyn. 24 pounds. 24 pounds. Come on. What would Dr. Ken Berry say? Huzzah. Huzzah. I'm going to drink my coffee to Carolyn. Well done. It is amazing. Michael, I have ultrasound on my legs this Tuesday, and it looks like I'm going to have a surgery for circulation. Okay. Yeah. I can't really comment on that, Colleen, because I don't know anything about circulation. I do think that before I would have surgery, I'd probably want a second opinion, because I don't like surgery. If surgery is avoidable, I would avoid it. I'd want a second opinion. But that's just, what does Tracy think? Tracy, what do you think? Let's have a look. I'm trying, Louis, but I need to gain weight. Oh, right. Oh, I see. Yeah, Sandra. I see. Right. Okay. Sandra. Now, just make your meat fattier and have more eggs. Have some cheese, cottage cheese, omelettes, some more fatty fish, like prawns and sardines, tuna. Make everything fatty and you'll put on weight. Remember, there is calories in your fatty meats and in your eggs and in your cheese, cottage cheese, things like that. There is calories in it, so you'll put on weight. Yeah, maybe have an extra meal per day. Have an extra meal. Yeah, but stay away from the bad stuff. Stay away from the bad stuff, Sandra. Remember, I'm not a doctor. This is just the advice I'm giving is from Dr. Ken Berry and what I've learned from him. You always consult your doctor. No matter what I say, always consult your doctor first. Doctor first, then you can listen to people like me and Tracy. Yeah. Even Deborah, who's been doing keto, Deborah always goes to see her doctor first. But you will notice that your blood sugars will get back to normal, your blood pressure, you'll start losing weight quite quickly, and you won't regret it, guys. You won't regret it. Don't thank me, Michael. Thank Team Elvis. Team Elvis, we rock. Let's just get right. Okay. So I'm going to, guys, I'm going to go for a run in a minute. So I'll just quickly read in your comments and then I'm going to go for a run. Now, when I come back, I'm going to do another live. So Stacey, I've changed my eating habits and I've lost 34 pounds and I feel great. Come on, Stacey. Stacey, what are you eating, Stacey? Tell us what you're eating. Michael, you can do it. On carnivore, you can eat humongous meals with lots of fats and stop when you're comfortably full and even exercising. And I lost weight and I have energy galore. Yes. Now, Carolyn is a success story. Remember, Carolyn is a success story. So her advice is great. So Colleen, I've lost 25 pounds by changing my diet. Come on, Colleen. Colleen, tell us what you're eating. I love high protein diet because I don't get hungry. Yes, but you need the fat. It's very important you eat the fat. Do not cut the fat off your meats, off your bacon. Do not cook your meats. Use your, whether it's olive oil or butter or lard or any of the fat that comes out of your meats, cook in it. Cook in your fats. You must have the fat. It's so important. Not just protein. Just protein alone is not good enough. This is why I recommend the eggs and the omelets and the fish and all that. Bit of cheese. Yes, Sue. Camaraderie. We're all helping each other. Remember that. Yes, whatever goes in here will dictate your future. Remember, what we put in here is everything. We are what we eat. We are what we eat. Now, my wife's friends have told her that it's got that her eating habits had nothing to do with her getting cancer. It's rubbish. My wife's eating habits were terrible. My wife used to binge on sweets and chocolates. Yeah, so trust me, stay away from sugar. Let's have a look. Yeah, no ultra processed foods, 100%. Yeah, eggs, bacon, chicken. Have the skin on the chicken. Keep your skin on the chicken. Cook in the fats. So let's have a look. I eat chicken and fish with my veggies. I drop my cholesterol from 2 to right. This is Colleen. This is another thing, right? And you're not going to agree with me, Colleen. There's nothing wrong with cholesterol that you eat. There is nothing wrong with cholesterol that goes in your mouth. Cholesterol is very good for you. Cholesterol is in every cell in your body. Your body even makes cholesterol. Now, if you've got damaged cholesterol, that's a different story. If there's damaged cholesterol in your body, that is different. But the cholesterol that you eat is good for you. Do not be scared of cholesterol. And Tracy will explain that to you. Let's have a look. So we've got, I'm also exercising. Yeah, definitely must exercise. Your health is important, more important than eating sugar. Yes, your health is more. People think that it's a crazy diet, but it works and you'll enjoy it. I eat steaks and a few times a week, and I eat butter, and I love butter. Yep, me too. I love butter. I eat things I avoid my whole life that are actually good for you. Yes, people. I like that. What Carolyn has just said. I eat things that I've avoided my whole life, and that's why many people were unwell. Wheat is not good for you. Fiber is not good for you. Cereals are not good for you. Breakfast is, eating 4, 5, 6 times a day is not good for you. You have to stop snacking. No snacking. Just stick to your 2 meals a day. Do a 17-hour fast. No snacking. You don't need cereals. Stay away from vegetable oils. Stay away from margarine. Stay away from sugar. And I'll tell you now, you will transform your health. People think that it's crazy diet, but it works. Tens of thousands of people are now proving it works. It's all over YouTube, guys, and that's doctors included. Doctors and scientists are all backing this diet. I agree with you, but I want to get off the med. Let's have a look a minute. So, Colleen, when you say get off the meds, the best way you're going to get off the meds is by making sure that the food you eat is correct. So fatty meat, carnivore, keto, you will come off the meds. Now, I was on steroids for my ulcerative colitis. I don't know what meds you're taking, but don't be scared of cholesterol. Do not be scared of cholesterol. This is the mistake that the world has made. There is nothing wrong with eating meat and eggs. Nothing. Hi, Elvis Presley. We have a new subscribe. That's good. We love more subscribers. Yeah, T-bone steak. Yummy. Come on. Bring that on. I'll even have a few onions. I'll have a few onions with my steak. It's okay. What about grits? Organic, grass-fed, and free-range. It's a choline, yes. Organic meat, grass-fed meat, free-range. It's great, but all meats are good as long as it's proper. You know, it's okay to eat the cheap meats. If you want to get a cheap cut of steak, it's fine. Keep the fat on it. Bacon is a cheap meat, but it's good for you. Bacon is good for you. The fat on bacon is good for you. Definitely butter. 100% butter is good. Louis, where do you get all that energy? Carnivore is the way to go. It reduces inflammation. James, my friend. Now, James is a success story. James, you're on keto, aren't you? Yeah, is that correct? Some of you have gone carnivore, but most of you are keto, which allows a bit of low carb veg and fruit, maybe a few nuts, a bit of honey. So James, just remind me, did you go carnivore or are you doing keto? But James has had a massive success with the way he eats, has lost weight, has regained his energy, has started weightlifting, has reduced his inflammation, has reduced his pain in his body. So James is a great person to ask. And it makes you want to do weightlifting, makes you want to have walks. I get my energy from the fat. The fat in the meat gives me my energy. I am bursting with energy. I've been up since 6 a.m., guys, and it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So I've been awake for 8 hours. And I'm going for a run in a minute. Right, let's just keep reading your messages. Yeah, cheese is good. Look, a bit of coffee is okay. It's not too much. Not too much. No sugar. Let's have a look. YouTube channel, Homestead How. Yeah, we know Homestead How. His channel, like Carolyn has said it. His channel, it's so good for people that have many medical problems because he had everything. And he is fully fit now. Great channel. You said the thing about carnivore and keto is that, yes, meat is expensive, but you stop buying all the junk food. So because you stop buying the junk food, you save money. And you're eating less often. That saves you money. I quit them years ago. Bucky's. I don't know what that is. Look, you can eat some of the cheap hams and, like hot dog sausages. And I'd rather eat cheap meat than have sugar. That is what I say to you guys. Better to eat cheap processed meat than sugar. Sugar will always be worse. Yeah, walks are very good for you. Hi, Teresa. Just have less. You can still have your tea and coffee. Just have less. That's what I say. Yeah, cheeses are good. Come on, we love our cheese, but not too much cheese because it's fattening. Colleen, don't be scared of cholesterol. Don't be scared of cholesterol, please. I'll tell you what, Colleen, go to Dr. Ken Berry's site on YouTube, look up cholesterol. Instead of me telling you, you look it up, find it out for yourself. Do not be scared of cholesterol. Cholesterol is good for you. Cholesterol is good for you. It's good for your arteries. Look, you need to look up Dr. Ken Berry. Yeah, no alcohol, guys. No alcohol. Just on treats. Just on special occasions. Yeah, you're like me, James. Me and James are good friends, and we've gone through this journey together. So, I'm mainly carnivore. I would say I'm 90% carnivore. Yeah, I haven't even eaten today. This is no lie, guys. I woke up at 6 a.m. and I have not eaten. I have not eaten nothing. And the time is 2:15 p.m. English time. Let's have a look. Yeah, that's it, Colleen. Special occasions. I don't drink, but I did drink on holiday. I noticed my energy levels on holiday dropped, but I did stick to the keto on holiday. I had no ice cream. I had no bread, no sugar, nothing on ice cream. No, I was very good, but I did increase my meals to 3 meals a day on holiday. And I noticed that my energy levels dropped on holiday. And as soon as I got back to England, my energy levels went back up again. When I was on holiday, they weren't using enough fat on the meat. We were having an all-inclusive holiday, yeah, where everything's included. I noticed with all their meats, and there was a lot of meats, pork and beef and steak and bacon, they would cut the fat off. So my energy levels reduced. I came back to England, added back the fat to my meats, and my energy levels have done that again. Right, did you already file for Richard Lugner, Priscilla's Australian lover? I need to look into that, JD. I support your channel because I want to know the truth about Elvis Presley. Random video. Yeah, sorry, we are a bit sidetracked. We are a bit sidetracked with the keto and carnivore diet. I'm really sorry, guys. Trust me, I'm going to go for a run, and when we come back, I'm going to do another Elvis video. So random videos, and JD, we're going to come back to Elvis when I get back off my run. Do you get a joint pain from the meds? Okay. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Guys, you're going to come off your meds. If you do the carnivore and keto diet properly, you will come off your meds, but do it with the advice of your doctor. Do it gradually. Don't just come off it. Get your doctor's advice. It's very important. Every decision you make is with your doctor. Very, very important. Right, I'm going for a run. Guys. I promise you, when I come back, we're going to do Elvis. Yeah? I want to talk to you guys about carnivore and keto because that's part of what we do. Team Elvis is part of what we do. We are helping each other's health. We're going to get each other better because let's face it, guys, most of us are older. So we need the help. We help each other. Team Elvis, taking care of business. So I'm going to go for a run. I'm going to have some dinner. Then I'm going to come back on. We're going to do an Elvis live. I'll probably carry on where we left off. You take care, guys. I'm sorry that we were sidetracked by the diet, by the food. So any of you Elvis fans out there that are not interested in the diet or what we're talking about, I'm sorry. Don't worry. We're going to come back to it. We're going to talk Elvis. Defending Elvis Presley. Fans want the truth. Please subscribe. Please become a member. And we'll be back soon. Probably about an hour. I'll come back. We'll do another live. Okay, guys? Take care, everyone. Love to all of you. Sending you all love. Take care, guys.